Hello and welcome to episode one of the Hinted Neuron podcast. Today we'll be talking about dreams, perception, and reality. Have you ever wondered if all you perceive from the world around you is real? Or is it a perceptual copy of a world generated by neural processes in your brain? Do you truly perceive objective reality? Or what you see, feel, and perceive is a projection of your internal model of the world? Joining me in this conversation today is Babalola Taiwo. Let's talk about perception. What is perception?
Okay. Perception. Let me say perceptions. They're the lens through which we choose to see the world and make judgments. So, this is a projection of human consciousness, and it becomes this thick lens that separates the individual from his reality, like as a passive or a mechanism against what he should have lived in reality. So, perception in general is like a shield and a cover. It allows you to see through, but it doesn't allow you to see through.
So what you're saying is we live our lives and don't mostly experience objective reality. That we go about our lives having this subjective view of the world, having this mental projection of what we feel is objective reality, but it's really just our own mental projection of the world.
Of course. May I use an example? Okay. Let's talk about colors.
Yeah.
These colors are. When you see a tomato, you see them as red and yellow.
Sure.
You see the bananas, they combine of red and blue colors to form yellow. Okay?
Yeah.
What if this tomato is considered to be blue and the banana is considered to be orange?
Yeah.
Of course, people will dispute the fact that, like, are you blind? Can't you see? Yet.
Yes.
But let me bring from a scientific point of view. Okay, humans, as we are only modeled, or we only have this ability to perceive color in a small part of the electromagnetic spectrum. That's the visible part.
Exactly.
Okay, and objects, they reflect from the ultraviolet. If we can only perceive the visible parts of it, let me see these colors. We have a broad spectrum. We have this broad spectrum of it.
Yes.
If we can only perceive the little parts, okay, can't I dispute that there are more colors that are not visible to our eyes? Only but now we cannot see colors and we cannot say that. But we can say that what we perceive is real. Perception, reality.
It's interesting.
What we perceive is real. Okay, go on.
It's interesting that you say that, because from the definition of color, can we say that because we know that you have to see color, it's like something being reflected that you can see. It's just reflected light. That's all color is, reflected light, right? So
of course.
If you can't see it anymore, is it still valid as a color? Can you still say this is a color if I can't see it anymore?
That's very interesting. Now, to answer that question, in the summertime, in the evening,
sure,
the red region of lights.
Yes.
While in the morning, broad daylight, you have the blue. Okay. If you take a piece of paper outside, there's a constant color that you see, white. Okay. Yeah. Now, this property of the, like can I say, the color of that paper does not change even with the different lights that we see.
Yes.
That's combine all colors in the rainbow.
Exactly.
That's red, orange, yellow, blue, green.
Sure.
What do we form? We pass them through a prism, we form white color.
Sure.
And if we mix some combination of colors, not necessarily the 7 colors, we get white also.
Yes.
Now, we as humans, we can only see them as white. Okay?
Exactly.
So there's some species, let me say like the shrimp, the shrimp can see 19 different, let me say, I don't know what to call it. Now we have trichromats, we have tetrachromats. We can see 4 primary colors on 3. Now, the shrimp can see 19 variations. If we can't see, it doesn't mean it's colorless. It means what we perceive is colors. The object is its property. That's the property of it, as like white paper.
Yes.
It's the property of the object.
Yes.
But if we can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there.
Okay. So it's interesting that you say that, because I saw something from Galileo a certain time, because Galileo is one of the founding fathers of the natural sciences, and he was a famous philosopher. And he said, if you take a lemon, the only thing that's objective to that lemon is shape, is motion, and then two other qualities. But when we now talk about its color and its taste, that those ones are from the soul. That the yellowness of a lemon is gotten from the person, or the sourness of that lemon is gotten from the person. That is not part of the physical properties of that lemon. What do you think of that?
Now, if I get you, say the taste, the sourness.
Yes. Those are just properties from the person, not from objective
lemon.
physicality of that lemon.
Subjective to our own perception.
Yes.
Like I said before, the lemon has this property that you can only take in. Let me use that phrase, take in. But what we perceive the color, smell, taste of it.
Sure.
Okay. And this taste, everything, is like empirical knowledge. What we see, what we touch, what we feel is empirical knowledge that forms when we perceive these things. So, this empirical knowledge that we have got from this lemon, has helped us to give some attributes to it, for us to recognize it, to name it. Now, a different species come from outer space, and with different taste buds, with different sensitivity of the eye, with different mind mechanism. Let's come and perceive the lemon as red. The taste of their sugar. If we should argue, it's not what you think. This is what it has been proven by science. Yeah. But we designed it. We designed the machines to see it as this color. We designed the machines as this taste. As machines are programmed. That's how our minds have been programmed. It's a model that we always follow. When a child is born, it doesn't see color yellow as yellow. It's what you tell the child. What the child learns through school and learns. And it gets to apply to the world.
That's well put. Thank you. You see, when we talk about reality, there are two schools of thought on reality. We have this naive and direct realism and indirect realism. So the school of thought on direct realism, they say that what we see around us is gotten from our sense organs. That what the kind of reality that we perceive is direct. You see a candle, and that's what you see. That's what you perceive. That there's no middleman separating you from reality. That what you see from or perceive from your sense organs, your skin, your mouth, your skin, your tongue, those sense organs, that's what you're actually getting. But the school of indirect realism says that we do not perceive the world in the way it is, but only our idea and representation of the world. So, where do you stand on this view?
I think when you first be naive, it's saying that we perceive it, what we perceive, right?
Yeah.
And the second school of thought is indirect, like we interpret it the way it is. We can jump to a conclusion and say one school of thought is right and one school of thought is wrong. Because if we are to say that we are putting science in a dangerous spot.
Sure.
So, take for example solids.
Yeah.
I like to use science solids. Now, if you look at your phone, can you call it a solid? Yeah, any person call it solid.
Sure.
But when you go to the quantum world, the volume of space that phone has is nothing compared to the spaces between the subatomic particles that make up the phone.
Sure.
So, if we are seeing solids are dense, closely packed substances, in our definition of solid, it doesn't apply in the subatomic world. But if we are seeing solid as something that's impermeable, something that is strong, then it does apply. So now we can't say that this is wrong and this is right. You can't call your phone a liquid, no, because your phone is impermeable. But in a different conversation, subatomic particles, they are not clearly packed together. Even the spaces between them, you can compare it with the volume of space the solid has occupied. No, subatomic particles have occupied, like, the space between them is so much that it's incomprehensible. And that is very, very rare. That's amazing. That's so much, like, very amazing. Even for you to wrap it around it, something that you give kudos to. So when you compare that with the naive school of thought and the other school of thought, you begin to see some variations, but yet some similarities, as the paradox in what we perceive. We call it a reality.
And this concept of dream, first of all, let me ask, why do we dream?
But if you talk about dreams now, you may have to go to religion, because someone might say, "Don't give me this dream, what will happen in the future?"
Yes.
But why do we dream? I think our dreams are just interpretations of our consciousness.
I think that is the Sigmund Freud
Yeah.
Sigmund Freud definition, because I think he set the blueprint of, I think he was one of the early thinkers in this field, and he set the blueprint of what it should be. But because, so for me, I feel like dreams, because most times when you have dreams, you have it could occur in two parts. It could be a reliving of your waking life, most of the events and activities that happen in your waking life, they replay or reshape themselves in your dream. Or this could be de novo experiences, like new experiences that you've never seen or imagined before, and sometimes scary ones. But where do you think this is coming from? Because now we can just say that these are just neurons firing in our brain. But I like to rest on that very Aristotle idea. He says that our ideas are alive, that they have a life.
Okay. Yeah, they come from somewhere. They have an origin.
Yeah. So are dreams like a byproduct of consciousness?
I think dreams are, like you said earlier, our past experiences, what we have lived, and I think dreams come from our perceptions. So, as perceptions are translated through behaviors, they arise to keep the mind safe from experiencing fear and other agonizing events like heartbreak, and everything. That may be a very devastating incident that occurred. And one thing that all this leads to is pain. Pain is what we don't want to experience. So, when it happens, it is part of the human mind, the unconscious part, that acts to prevent us from seeing the reality of that pain. So instead, it takes it deep to a dark place, a dark dungeon of our mind. So we forget that. Maybe forget is in quotes that it ever happened. When you sleep, the body is in a banishing mode, very relaxed. When you're very relaxed, get to think about what happened, what might have happened. So it happens that as the body relaxes, you go in a state of drowsiness. So these dreams, like I said, come from our perceptions, and this pain that we experience, and pain is like a pointed or a pointer that the universe gives us. So help us grow mentally and spiritually, yet to achieve balance. So when we dream, the emotions we would have experienced, awake, conscious, able to express in our dream. Like when people dream, you see people define the physical laws of nature. They can fly. They fight wars in their dreams, like new wars in their dreams. So this is just like a balance, to strike a balance. I think so. Or if we're to go into the other part of it, that's the religion. I think we will divert. We're going to the philosophical view of religion and dreams and everything. So
I like the fact that you pointed out that this could be that it's a kind of way to escape. And I think because I've said it before, I that maybe we humans evolved to hate reality. That we hate
Of
reality
course.
so much we always want to escape it.
Escape it.
That's even when you think of present day the postmodern idea of TV, social media,
Yeah.
and so it's like that's why I said we might be living in a simulation, but it's a kind of different one. We put ourselves in another kind of simulation,
Yeah.
but this time is not just being immersed in something, but what we put ourselves in, like
Different. Yeah.
the media, and social media, because that is off reality. So we've taken ourselves to another form of life as in no way like reality. We are trying to escape. That's why, I mean, look at Ready Player One and
Yeah.
the events of the movie. It means from where we are headed towards a place where a
Of
kind of world
reality.
would have to be created of reality. I think that would be the real
Yeah.
simulation because now we are just starting.
Starting with.
And it's very interesting when you think of it. It's like a simulacra.
Very
These
interesting.
ideas are from John Bullerad. So why do we sleep?
Sleep. I think sleep came from evolution. According to an article I read, we evolved to sleep. Yeah, to sleep. And as much as sleep is very important, like, yeah, I like to sleep. I like to sleep. Okay. So there's some biological or physiological activities that go on when you sleep. Your body heals. So I think sleep itself, it's kind of healing process for the human body. And according to evolution, we sleep because we need to prevent ourselves or protect ourselves. So when we sleep, we are safe. So I think I'll put it that way. When we sleep, think of sleep. Safety.
Safety. But you would recall that if we talk about it not only in humans, but in general living things, animals. Now, sleeping leaves you without the ability to hunt for food, to gather food,
Of
leaves you
course.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
Would you say we sleep for safety?
Yeah, I think that point is still is a broad point because when we sleep, as much as we stay awake, there's some processes in the body that gets depleted. So when we sleep, we heal. Okay. And most times, for most people, when they sleep, they wake up sharper and boosted. But in the period of sleep, I wouldn't say we're vulnerable.
So going back to dreams a little bit,
Okay.
because from what I know, there are two phases of sleep: the REM sleep and the NREM sleep. That's called the rapid eye movement sleep and the non-rapid eye movement sleep.
Yeah.
So, and it's been known that we dream during the REM phase of sleep,
Yeah.
and on average, we dream 3 to 5 times per night. For some people, that number is up to 7. And most of these dreams are immediately forgotten as they happen.
Yes. Yeah.
For something that might be necessary, maybe according to religion or spirituality,
Yeah. Yes.
something that you usually just forget, then maybe nature doesn't want you to know most of these things. But then there are some kind of reasons why we dream. to reveal hidden desires and emotions. Like that's part of it, obviously, for memory and problem solving.
Yes.
And maybe it could just be random brain activations. So I I haven't wanted to dwell on this ability to solve problems because of dreams and sleep. I think that will bring me to lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is this kind of dream whereby you are aware that you are dreaming and you can be able to alter the narrative or the characters
For the dream.
of the dream. And the thing is, for something like that, about 90% of the population don't lucid dream. But though I experience lucid dreaming, it means most times I can change what I want in my dream. I is most of this kind of early morning dream where you know you are awake already. Is you are not. It's
Yes.
like a state of being partially awake and partially sleeping,
Yes.
and then you are conscious that you are dreaming. At that point, you can insert what you want inside your dream, and most of my lucid dreams are mainly they are mainly to fulfill my own kind of desires I'm facing at that moment, or me trying to solve an active maths problem, or or like as a software engineer or a maths problem. For me, it could be both. I'm seeing something. I'm seeing the narrative of that problem in the dream. So the dream is playing. So I can also add my own expertise to that dream to be able to come to a very good solution of what I want inside that dream. And I find it very interesting and strange at the same time. Now, let's talk about this concept of false awakening. False awakening, though it's not something I've experienced for a lot of times in my own personal life. False awakening is this phenomenon where you dream that you are still asleep, but then you dream that you wake up, start your day, go about your personal life, and then you now wake up to find out that that was actually a dream. Now, the funny thing about false awakening is it could happen in so many layers. I mean, you can have false awakening upon false awakening inside the same dream. That you complete your whole day, you wake up, you go about your whole day, you sleep inside your dream, and then you wake up again. So you experience that process of waking up so many times that when you now finally wake up and see yourself and see that you've had the real one, you become surprised. Now I don't really know the technicalities of this. I'm not in any way experienced doing this, but I find it really amazing and nice to talk about.
If you've seen this movie, Inception.
Yes. During my own research, I saw that there are 4 areas of the brain that are active during dream. That's the area that enables complex visual perception, the motor cortex, the hippocampus, and the amygdala, and the cingulate cortex. So, and from the author perspective, from the research, they said, you can be able to tell what the person is actually dreaming about just by the areas of the brain that are active at that particular point. The motor cortex is the part for motion and motion activities that you could be able to tell if there are motion activities in that brain, and you can be able to tell how emotional due to how the hippocampus and the amygdala are lighting up during this process.
But let me ask you a question. Can humans, as much as we want to control, because I think that's our ultimate aim, to control everything. That's why we study the wild animals. They're being tamed. But as much as we want control, can humans attain this higher level of consciousness? Can we master it? No, and no, the world is dynamic, it's ever changing. But can we master this consciousness and be conscious to every aspect of it? I don't mean just this dimension. If you're following the process of evolution, the way we are, not the way we are, we were like 400,000 years ago. We evolved according to the theory of evolution. But can we master this high level of consciousness in relation to reality and perception?
So I believe and know, because it's a scientific fact that our prefrontal cortex is is more like a calming mechanism for us. It means it keeps us sane. So a lot of the activities of the prefrontal cortex is to suppress most of what we perceive. It means it's actively trying to filter. So it's acting as a predict and filter tool. It means it's trying to keep us safe because if we knew so much or could perceive so much, it would be deadly for us. So it acts as this filter, trying to always calm us down. That's like because when David Cunningham was talking about system one and system two, that's the system one of the brain.
System 1. Yeah.
Always trying to put things in control, to put things in perspective, that we're able to understand. Because if it is too much, if the sensory data is too much, then that will be harmful for us as human beings. So this prefrontal cortex keeps us sane. So if we want to unlock some kind of higher level, it means then because most people say that's madness. That's why most times when you ask, some of your brain parts are not in control at that point. That's why you can go higher levels of imagination inside your dream because there is no filter. There's no logical filter. You get? And you can transcend some kind of massive imagination and go very far in whatever you're thinking while you dream. That's why dreams are very weird. There's no logical filter. So I feel like then you'll be talking about madness if we say we want to transcend most of who we are now. So I think I don't know if that answers.
So, in application to perception and reality, according to what you said, the brain is trying to filter what we perceive, what we see. And if we were to take care of this information inside to be harmful to us. So can you say the brain is trying to shield us from reality?
I think that implies the same thing because it means much of reality will be harmful to us, and that still verifies what I said when I said we evolved to hate reality. So I think that verifies my earlier assumption. This is my assumption. This is just me talking that we evolved to hate reality, and too much of reality is bad for some of us because we can't handle it. That's why we seek shelter in the false reality or kind of simulations that we've created for ourselves. So I think that's why I feel I wrote an article about this one time, though I've not shared it. It's about drugs and their effect. Now, these are just chemicals, right?
Of course.
The same way I have a discomfort and I feel a certain chemical can help me ease it. Maybe I have an headache. I'll take paracetamol. Now, I'm in a place I don't want to be and I want to transcend or escape or mask. There are three different things. You could either transcend it, that's pain for you. You could either transcend it, mask it, or escape it. There's a chemical for that. No, it could be any kind of psychedelic. It unlocks something for you, a new kind of reality that your brain, the prefrontal cortex, is trying to filter for you. Now, you get to that place and you feel good at that instance. Now, I wouldn't say that's bad because to me, it's neither a sin against God nor man because it's just chemical. And then you reach this certain place.
Before you go on, I think a lot of people will want to argue with you on that. But go on.
Yeah, this is this is a very, very controversial issue. I mean, that's one of the reasons we are having these discussions in the first place. And
Yeah, of course.
and for me, I don't see anything bad to be able to transcend these things. Now, take alcohol and tobacco. They are legal in so many countries.
Yeah.
They have destroyed lives
Lives.
and souls. Now, LSD and some other psychedelics have almost very little chance that it could lead to addiction or any other kind of massive side effect, but yet they are illegal. Why is this? Though I would not know and I cannot tell why, but I feel like from the original question, it wouldn't be bad for a person who wants to escape or grow past this filter that nature has set for them to at least jump past that kind of filter mechanism. If it can make them feel okay, then it's fine to me. If it's okay for them, then it's okay. Because there are a lot of ethical concerns about this, but to me, if it's good, if the second and third order consequence of taking that psychedelic is good for the individual, then I think it should be allowed. They should be allowed to escape.
Very well said. Absolutely interesting, of course, because I'm looking to your reactions. As interesting as that sounds, okay, living drugs, yeah. Can we really escape reality? And that's the question.
We can, because I think science now, if you could use drugs to escape reality, then that's no longer a question. You can actually escape reality with chemicals, just with chemicals, because what we understand as the reality we are framing is just reactions happening. It's just neurons sparking in our brain. If we can alter the hormones or enzymes that are causing some of these reactions, then we've changed something. We've fine-tuned or ugly-tuned something. Sorry.
Yeah, it's funny. So fine-tuning it, do you think that's being perception into it? When you fine-tune something, you know what's real, but still you fine-tune it.
Yes, that's why I said these things will still come and there will still be a lot of fine-tuning of reality towards the future, because that's where the future is headed. This is like the postmodern idea of it, because we don't like reality. We evolved to hate it, to find something else that is better for us.
Than reality.
Yes.
That's really perspective. If we eat reality, well, that means human consciousness wants to always go into the state where it can control, at the same time be unconscious. You understand what I mean? When we are conscious, we're totally in control. Now, according to Daniel Kahneman, system 1 and system 2, one system that is dynamic, it responds fast. The other system calms down, looks at the situation holistically, and dissects it. While the other system, which responds to it through instinct. As we evolve, what we perceive, what we believe, progresses, changes from time to time. Like I said earlier, we want to control. As we want to control, we still want to be unconscious to reality. So, how can we control if we are unconscious?
I think whether you like it or not, because if for us to be able to change what we perceive by maybe escaping it, by putting ourselves in this kind of simulations or by using the drug, we have been able to control it. And we're able to still perceive in that sense. But we are perceiving a different thing than if it were just a natural kind of perception, unaltered, no kind of false simulation, or by the use of chemicals. So I think because right now I still feel like we are in control. You can gain control because even if you are not in control, you can gain control. But the problem now lies in devices you use to give yourself that kind of control. It means those things are now the control master because you feel you are in control. You invited things to help you escape. But now those things are the ones in control. Now look at, for example, social media, and you are no longer in control. Understand? Something is pushing your strings. You feel because you can't get off that app. You keep why do I need to keep scrolling? Is a constant question. Why do I need to keep scrolling? So you put yourself in a simulation, thinking you are in control of your own actions. But in turn, that simulation or that chemical is the stuff that controls you. It takes a mind of its own. I think this is a very nice place to stop today. So it's nice having this conversation with you. Yeah, so please, if you like this conversation, please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to. Please leave a review. This is our first episode. We would like to know how we did. Thank you and look forward to the next episode of the Interneuron podcast.